Hello and welcome to HITC Sport, and today we're talking about loans. You know, the thing you need to buy a new PS5 or the new iPhone. Christ, I think I'll stick to my Sega Mega Drive and Nokia 3310, thank you very much. Premier League clubs loaned out a bunch of their players over the summer, so let's look at who was doing the best from each club so far this season. Arsenal, Lucas Torreira. The Arsenal loanees have struggled for minutes so far away from the Emirates, but the most successful is Lucas Torreira, Atletico Madrid. The Uruguayan is still getting to grips with life in Madrid under Diego Simeone, where he'll need to become even more of a shithouse than ever before if he's to catch the eye of the legendary manager and stand up to Diego Costa, who strikes me as a bloke who could pick on the little guy. Torreira's already opened his account though, scoring in a 3-1 win over Osasuna, and in fact he's made 4 appearances so far and they've all been wins. Meanwhile, his Arsenal compadres can't buy a win and sit way down in 14th. Aston Villa, Cameron Archer. Okay, it was between Archer on loan in the conference or Indiana Vassilev at Burton. Sure, the American team's playing at a higher level, but he's playing in a rotten team by the looks of things. Vassilev hasn't tasted victory since his Brewers debut, so maybe he's been hitting the Carlin too much since his arrival. As for Archer, he's treated himself to 2 goals at Solihull Moors in the National League, which is exactly what Ollie Watkins would have got against West Ham had he not crashed a penalty off the bar, then been robbed by VAR. Brighton, Percy Tau. Christ, picking a Brighton loanee was difficult. Most of them having nightmares so bad you'd think it was Halloween season again. Glenn Murray hasn't scored for Watford, Matt Clark's down at the bottom of the league with Derby, while Shane Duffy's been so bad at Celtic that he can't get in the team that seems determined to get Neil Lennon the sack and hand Rangers the title by Christmas. Percy Tau has been a bright spark though, a South African forward who I've only ever seen at the Amex on FIFA. But this season he's on loan at Anderlecht under Vincent Kompany, where he's helped himself to 4 goals so far. Burnley, Ben Gibson. I mean, he's Burnley's only first team player out on loan at the minute. The squad's so threadbare they can't afford to lend players to others. Unless you're Ben Gibson, of course. Sean Dyche would sooner play with 10 men than choose the former Borough lad. But Burnley's losses nourish his gain, with Gibson playing an important role in the Canaries' latest promotion push. With the way things are going, there's a very real chance Gibson's current club could take his parent club's place in the Premier League. It's like Coutinho in the Champions League this summer all over again. Chelsea, Ross Barkley. Christ, picking a loanee for Chelsea would be like Steve Martin picking his favourite kid and Shooter by the Dozen. Dated reference I know, but I watched it the other night, still a class film. Another thing that's dated is the form of Ross Barkley, as the last time he was this good he was playing for Everton, being likened to Gaza. Now he's at Villa and linking up brilliantly with the next Gaza, and looks back to his best away from Stamford Bridge. It's just a bit odd that Gareth Southgate would pick him every time when he was at Chelsea, yet Barkley hasn't had a look in since he packed his bags and went out on loan and actually started to play football, and play well. It's almost as if you've got to play for one of the big clubs to get in the England squad. Crystal Palace, Yaroslav Yak. I mean, he hasn't even played much, but he must be doing better than the other lad Palace have got on loan. He's playing in the 6th tier of English football. But Yaroslav Yak is a strange character who was signed by Palace in 2018 but has never played a Premier League match. He's out on loan again, this time in the Netherlands with Fortuna Sittard, and he'll probably become a free agent next summer when his contract ends. Knowing Palace, they'll probably extend his deal. Maybe he knows something he shouldn't about someone at Palace. I'll guess Martin Kelly. Everton, Moise Kean. I really don't know why Everton let Moise Kean go out on loan. Sure, he struggled last year, but he's got to be a better backup than Cenk Tosun. The Toffees look great this season, which might have helped the young Italian. But no, he's been sent off to the bright lights of Paris, where he's gone from Balassi and Bernard to Mbappe and Neymar. And he's doing well, netting 6 goals in all competitions at the time of recording, which is more than he ever managed in Merseyside. Sure, he's doing it against a bunch of farmers, but whatever. Are we still allowed to call France a Farmers League? Or are we the Farmers League now? Fulham, Marcus Bettinelli. Fulham's out on loan crew are just a mix of players holding the fort in the Championship until they're needed yet again at Craven Cottage following relegation. Marcus Bettinelli has been the most impressive, keeping 7 clean sheets already at Middlesbrough at the time of recording. Leeds United, Ryan Edmondson. While Leeds are entertaining the masses back in the Premier League, they've got a plethora of random Victor Orta signings testing themselves out on loan. But a more local lad than Ryan Edmondson is probably the shining light. The York-born youngster is up in Scotland with Aberdeen, you know, one of the clubs that isn't Celtic and Rangers, and has so far got 2 goals and 2 assists. Leicester City, Josh Knight. According to Wycombe Wanderers fans, he's the next Cafu. Forget Trent Alexander-Arnold, this is the right back you want. Knight is earning rave reviews in the Championship as Wycombe look to survive in the 2nd tier, so well done to him. It's probably the only time he'll get a mention on this channel. Not that that's anything to shout about. Well done Josh, you're doing a lengthy list of random wrestlers and obscure X Factor contestants. I'm sure your mother's dead proud. Liverpool, Harvey Elliott. For all the injury woes, the Reds have actually got some top players thriving out on loan, particularly in the Championship. Harry Wilson's doing a great job at Cardiff, and to be honest, he should have stayed in the Prem for doing so well in a poor Bournemouth team last year, but the player I'm going to look at is Harvey Elliott. They've both thrived away from Anfield, but only one of them's got a potential future under Jurgen Klopp, and it's the teen on loan at Blackburn. Elliott's been turning heads at Ewood Park with his creativity that hasn't been seen since the place had to do that ridiculous Venky's Chicken advert. Maybe when Klopp's finished whinging about fixtures, VAR, Chris Wilder or who got booted off I'm a Celeb, he might be able to see how good this young star's doing at Ewood Park. Manchester City, Angelino. Man City have got big problems this season, but a player they let go is thriving. Last season he got further in the Champions League than any of his mates back at City. Now Angelino is flying once again at RB Leipzig. He's turned into a bit of a goal machine on the left as well, with Angelino so far boasting 6 goals in all competitions at the time of recording. Who knows why Pep decided to let him go, but it's been Leipzig's gain, who once again look like the closest challengers to the dominant Bayern Munich. As for City, they're struggling just to get in the top half. Manchester United, James Garner. Shock. Andreas Pereira is not thriving at Lazio, while Diogo Dalot can't get a game at Milan. Taith Chong is in and out of the side of Werder Bremen, but Man United's out on loan star is James Garner. The holding midfielder is making a name for himself at Watford, who are looking for an immediate return at the top flight. Will Garner eventually go on to make it at Old Trafford? I mean, if Fred can turn things around, there's hope for us all. Newcastle United, Florian Lejeune. While Newcastle have had bother with keeping centre-backs fit, one they let go to Alaves has been grand. Lejeune never should have been allowed to leave Newcastle, and he looks to be getting back to his best back in Spain. While Steve Bruce's side struggled to string 2 passes together against anyone in the Premier League, Lejeune has played up against Messi and got a draw, and then he's just helped his team beat Real Madrid, where another Toon hero in Hossel who got the winner. 2020 man, what a ride. Sheffield United, Ismaila Koulibaly. Signed this summer and immediately loaned out, Sheffield United look like they've got an absolute gem on their hands. Ismaila Koulibaly is a teenage midfielder from Mali, and he spent the season in Belgium with Beerschot. In fact, he's spending the next 3 years there, signing a 3-year loan deal with the Blades' affiliate club. Odd, but nonetheless, Koulibaly is impressing already and scoring some key goals from midfield. He won't be back at Bramall Lane until 2023, but I don't know, it seems like they do with him now. He can't be any worse than what they've got. Southampton, Mohamed Elyounoussi. Nothing sums up the form of Celtic right now better than the contrasting fortunes of Mohamed Elyounoussi. Other than the fact the miles behind Rangers and out of the Cup, it's got nothing to do with Elyounoussi really, does it? But while he's got his doubters in Glasgow, he's doing alright in green and white, with 10 goals and 5 assists in all competitions. Will it be enough to save a Saints' career? There's more chance of the 9-0 defeat to Leicester not being mentioned by anyone and everyone any minute of the day. Tottenham, Oliver Skipp. While Jose Mourinho didn't think he was good enough for Tottenham, Ollie Skipp has proven himself in the Championship and has been one of the Canaries' best players as they look to yo-yo back to the Premier League. He's protecting the defence brilliantly with his energy and ball winning ability, while he's also moving it nicely too with some of the best passing stats in the division. Not that that's any use for Jose Mourinho and his little defensive pony Tottenham. West Brom, Alex Palmer. While the Baggies are aiming to avoid dropping back into the Championship, one of their lower knees is playing an important role at helping another club try and reach the second tier. Alex Palmer's been the number 1 stopper since he joined Lincoln, and the Imps have actually got the best defensive record in the entire division right now. Palmer has kept 8 League One clean sheets at the time of recording, a fantastic tally after just 13 games. His sheets are so clean you wonder if he's sleeping on the floor. West Ham United, Winston Reid. The West Ham loanees are pretty uninspiring to be honest. I mean, Felipe Anderson looks like he's just gone to Porto for a holiday and to get away from David Moyes. Winston Reid's been at Sporting Kansas since the start of the year, and just seeing him actually play football is a win in my eyes. And finally Wolves, Rafa Mir. On a personal level, Rafa Mir is finally looking decent away from Molineux. He's now in La Liga with Huesca after helping them win promotion, and so far he's got 3 league goals, which is 3 more than he got at Forest. The only issue is, Huesca are rock bottom, but never mind At least he can find the net. Patrick Catroni's got more chance of scoring on OnlyFans. So there we go, that's every Premier League club's best player out on loan so far this season. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. As always, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to HITC Sport. And until next time, we will see you around.